I know you guys don't really care about this January 6th committee, and the only reason I still talk about it is because I find it hilarious, really. And you just take a look at those. Oh, we're subpoenaing literally everybody involved with January 6th. Yeah, you're issuing subpoenas, 86 of them, in fact. But like the headline says here, and we'll read a little bit of this, only 10% of January 6th committee subpoenas relate to the Capitol riots. The rest of them are just people with name recognition just trying to lend a little bit of credibility to their panel. Okay, maybe they want the rub of famous people. A House Select Committee established to probe the Capitol riot is not interested in probing the Capitol riot. No shit. No shit. According to the Federalist analysis of the 84... Oh, I said 86. Sorry, I didn't want to... I'm sure maybe by tomorrow, okay, it'll be up to 86. But 84, as of right now, publicly issued by the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi Select Committee on January 6th. Only 8. Only 8. Okay? Targeted individuals or groups in any connection to the Capitol riot. The rest have taken aim at former government officials and private citizens in a smear campaign for exercising their constitutional right to protest. Of course. 84 subpoenas do not include the more than 100 seeking the telephone records of individuals whose identities remain under seal, because we don't know. It could just be somebody or people who were in Washington that day. If you want to smear them, just leave it up to Alec Baldwin. Both from public and from those who are privacy, the committee seek to violate. Every member of this committee is dedicated to conducting a nonpartisan, professional, and thorough investigation of all relevant facts regarding January 6th, said Wyoming representative. I was going to say political affiliation, but it's not the fact, okay? She's been censored by the party. Liz Cheney. Okay, she just is not even in reference to the Capitol riot anymore. She's just trying to probe the day. It's like, what was everybody doing? So we're just going to try to subpoena the world. Upon accepting Pelosi's appointment as vice chair. Cool. You should probably just subpoena your father and then just tell them that the committee are going out quail hunting. We owe it to the American people to investigate everything that led up to and transpired on January 6th. I would just like to know, who actually cares. Okay. If you're doing this all for the American people, maybe you should ask the American people if they still care, and not on Twitter. Don't put up a fucking Twitter poll, because they're the only barking mad idiots that still let it trend. Okay. Because, oh my God, Orange Man's still bad. Orange Man, private citizen. Okay. Orange Man can't hurt you for another 3 years. It's okay. It's okay. He's gone for a minute. Unless you go down to Mar-a-Lago and you want to go to shoot, not like Dick. If you just want to go down there and you want to shoot 18 holes, it's like he can't get to you anymore. It's all right. Give it enough time. You can spurg out coming up next, because, hey, you guys had the levers of control, and what have you done? Live in the past. Cool. That's all right. Senate Democrats predict Merrick Garland, he's going to step in. Okay, he's going to supersede that failing committee, and he's just going to prosecute Trump over January 6th. I don't know if that's going to happen, though, because, again, it's been investigated time and time again. And what have they come up with? Literally nothing. Okay, they couldn't even get him on the fictional standard. They could not get Trump on petty crimes, misdemeanors, and other such actions. They couldn't even impeach the motherfucker successfully, because what was their evidence? Fight like hell. That's inciting. Not telling people specifically to go to specifically do anything. He just said, after this, we're gonna go. Why are people leaving? 20 minutes. I still have lots of speech left to let whatever. You guys are free to do whatever you want. If we gotta fight like hell, we're gonna go down to the Capitol building. We're gonna peacefully and lovely protest out there outside the Capitol building. Cause if you don't fight like hell, we're not gonna have a country anymore. And that's prosecutorial worthy. Those statements have been public for over a year at this point, and nobody's moved to do anything about it. He's been out of office for just about as long, and yet, who's done anything? Not Merrick Garland. He's too busy scripting letters to try to label people who question public school boards as being domestic terrorists. But let's see what their thoughts on this is. Attorney General Merrick Garland could prosecute former President Donald Trump for the January 6th riot. Maybe he was one of the guys who broke some of those windows. I don't think so. At the U.S. Capitol, Senate Democrats say, oh my God, according to the Hurl, several Democrat lawmakers said that there is a good chance. Yeah, cool. Where have we heard this rhetoric before? Yeah, all this is missing is just a Russian accent and somebody talking about shirtless Putin on the back of bear. The Department of Justice will seek to prosecute Trump, potentially knocking him out of the 2024 election. That's exactly what this is all about. They are so scared because they know November's gonna suck. And they don't want to compound that loss even further, okay? And don't be like stupid, dumb, fucking Ann Coulter who says Ron DeSantis is the answer. Yeah. If you want to say, oh, Ron DeSantis, he's just like Trump and he's not going to have any of the baggage. Yeah, you're in the camp with that fucking glue gun, okay? You guys want to share a bag of carrots? No, I don't think so, because they're just going to smear anybody. Look at what Nikki Fried's doing already, laying the groundwork. They called Bush a Nazi. They called Reagan a Nazi. They've called every single Republican president everything under the sun they can possibly think of, and they get the fuck away with it every single time. So guess what? If you need somebody to kick down the doors, if you need somebody who has nothing to lose, okay, somebody who won't be campaigning again for another election in order to set up a run for Ron DeSantis, okay, put everybody in place so they don't have to deal with this bullshit again, well, guess what? That guy's name is in gold letters on multiple buildings around the world. Does he even own them? Whatever. Senator Dick Sucker Blumenthal and Tim Kaine said the Department of Justice could have evidence to prosecute the former president without specifics. Cool. Yeah. Who's holding your information? Adam Schiff. They have all the evidence at their disposal. Yeah, no, that's true. They have literally everything that Trump has said and done at their disposal. So why isn't anything done with it yet? Garland is a sort of by-the-book guy. Okay, cool. This was the same thing that we were told about Bill Barr as well. He's by the book. He's a real procedural guy. You have prosecutors who will talk about things, kind of give you the status reports along the way, but that's not really the most professional thing for prosecutors to do. What, to give you status updates, to tell you how things are going along, to give you updates on what they're working on? No, that's not what a prosecutor does. That's not what an upstanding politician does. Fuck off. Prosecutors usually do this. What prosecutors usually do is analyze all the evidence, and then they either file an indictment or charge, or they say nothing. Do you think it could be nothing and that there's nothing really to go on? Or are you just going to try to leave it up to this fucking activist cunt out there in New York, okay, Lata James, who won't fucking give it up, okay? Listen, you couldn't pin anything on Cuomo, okay? The guy who you were trying to run against for the governorship, and then he just dropped off once he ran off into the sunset because he didn't have anybody to campaign against him because you have the charisma of a fucking dirty diaper. Is it that? Or did you want to fulfill your campaign promise? If I'm re-elected the Attorney General of New York, I will go after Donald Trump. It could be a little bit more of the latter. That's what I'm thinking. But she is talking exactly like Dick Blumenthal, exactly like Tim Kaine. I have plenty of evidence, and I can be going after Trump, and I'm gonna find tax fraud or something weird like that. I guess it's so fucking ponderous at this point. New York Attorney General on Wednesday accused the Trump Organization of committing fraud and asked the court to compel former President Donald Trump and several family members to answer questions under oath. Cool. You have all the facts and evidence. It should be really easy to just indict them for fraud, but you can't. So you don't. So you just try to grandstand. Again, this is all about making sure that Trump does not run again in 2024 because they are so scared of him. An investigation has uncovered facts and evidence indicating that the annual financial statements, tax submissions, and other documents under investigation contain material misstatements and omissions. And Trump, Don Jr., and Ivanka should be forced to testify to help determine who is responsible for the issues. Cool. There's a lot of braggadocious rhetoric you're spewing there. Big L. Trump Organization has provided more than 930,000 documents under the former president's direction, and approximately 12 current and former employees have already testified to James' office, but Trump himself has so far declined to comply with subpoenas for documents and testimonies prompting the filings. Again, you have everything that you need. If you're just trying to make a big show about this, if you just want Trump to testify, try to interview him. It seems like he does a lot of those. Trump is the beneficial owner of the Trump Organization. Trump Jr. manages the business with his brother, Eric. Ivanka was an executive vice president for the organization through at least 2016. Among the problems identified, according to investigators, misleading asset valuations that misstated facts like the size of Trump's penthouse in the Trump Tower. Like, he's renovated that a bunch, okay? So maybe you guys were just looking at old schematics, but whatever. And misleading valuations of properties, including a set of lots in Westchester County, New York. Yeah, this really looks like the bombshell you're going after. For more than 2 years, the Trump Organization has used delayed tactics and litigation in an attempt to thwart a legitimate investigation into the financial dealings. Well, you have all the documents that you need. Okay, they've complied. Okay, the Trump Organization has complied, and that's what you look like you tried to be undermining. Okay, something that Don didn't have any access to. Everything was in escrow. Everything was being dealt with by Eric. Okay. Junior and Ivanka were helping him as president. Okay. Half of which was to his own detriment. But again, all of this is just politically motivated because, like it says, James, who won her office after repeatedly promising to investigate Trump during her campaign, said in a statement, "Listen, man, you want to go through all of this dog and pony show just to say that Trump's penthouse isn't as big as he's claimed it is? Okay, cool. Why are you wasting so many taxpayer dollars, so many precious taxpayer dollars in New York? Because all of the rich people have been run out on a rail, so you're going to have a problem with fulfilling your extravagant expenditures given enough time." All on this vanity project in order to prove Orange Man bad. I'm just trying to figure out why they're all so shook and why they're just trying to push him off so Trump doesn't run again in 2024. All I've got is theories. It's like shit that you can connect on a crazy man's board with a bunch of red yarn, a bunch of pictures, but outside of that, just like thinking that everybody's corrupt and that the entire system is fucked. It's like outside of making those big blanket statements, I can't pinpoint it, okay? But what they can't do either is also pinpoint anything that Trump's done wrong, okay? He's been doing business in New York since the fucking 80s on a big scale like this. And yet, what can you get him on? A couple of failed business ventures? Okay. Oh, he's not even a billionaire. No, he's a billionaire. Don't you know how fucking accrued assets work, you dolts? But no. Oh, he only paid $750 on his taxes. The filing fee, you asshole. Don't you know? Most people, okay, a fraction of attorneys could actually do a billionaire's taxes, but whatever. I can't figure it out. Maybe somebody, because this is such a big web of idiots that's out there. Eventually somebody's going to tip their hand and eventually make their intentions known. But until then, we can just continue to laugh at these assholes with their fucking unnecessary investigations and committees that will never get to the root of any of these problems. But with that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.